Welcome to the Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce Government Division webinar. I want to thank you for taking time today to participate in this event. My name is Christopher Breaux. I'm the Division Chair of the Fort Bend Chamber's Government Division. Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce, the only five-star accredited chamber in the greater Houston region. As an advocate for excellence in Fort Bend County and beyond, the chamber serves both their business community and our business partners. Before I introduce Mayor Moore, I want to recognize our sponsors for this webinar, Linebarger Law Firm and Republic Services. Thank you guys for your generosity and for supporting the chamber. One other piece of housekeeping, the chat feature. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them at the bottom of your screen in the chat dialog box down there. We will address questions after Mayor Moore concludes her presentation. At this time, I have the privilege of introducing our speaker, Mayor Evalyn Moore. Mayor Moore was sworn into office December 2012. Evalyn Moore's service to the city, county, and state has included serving as president and as a docent of the Fort Bend County Museum Association, a trustee of the Southwest Cattle Raisers Association, an officer in the Richmond Garden Club, a member of the Oak Bend Hospital Board, and a member of the Fulshire Cemetery Board. We are incredibly pleased to have with us today Mayor Moore. Thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mayor Evalyn Moore.
Thank you, Chris. Can you all see me out there?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Well, when I was asked to do this presentation, it was back, I think, a couple of months ago. And I've had to sort of change it since then. This is going to be kind of a casual conversation about the city of Richmond, which is kind of a tale of two cities. Back in January and February, things were going along really well in Richmond. We had Johnson Brothers Development, or Johnson Development. They were developing Veranda, which is a large development, and they were getting ready to start developing the old Fort Bend Country Club. And we were all really very excited about that. We also have a new H-E-B grocery store. We wanted a grocery store for a long time. We finally got one. And last fall, when the legislature met, we worked really hard to get a new state law allowing the city to rebate hotel taxes back to the developer, allowing us to build a large convention hotel center on the George property. And we have talked to several different development companies about this, and nothing has been decided yet. I assume everything has probably been put on hold now. The tale of two cities, I'm going to tell you everything good that happened before the coronavirus hit. We created new strategic annexations in our ETJ. We completed and opened a new surface water treatment plant. We invested in the city's infrastructure by replacing crumbling sidewalks. We widened, or we are in the process of widening Collins Road, which goes out to the George Park. And we created hike and bike trails and a water feature at Westendorf Park. We also added new wayfinding signs. If you come to Richmond, you'll see where you can go. And we also changed a number of our street signs to be historic, new street signs in our historic district. And I would also like to tell you all the awards we have won. We won the Platinum Scenic City Award in 2019. It was given by the Texas Municipal League. We have Outstanding Public Water System Award 2019, given by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. We received Community of the Year Award from the American Planning Association Texas chapter. We won the Comprehensive Master Plan of the Year from the American Planning Association, the Texas chapter. The Parks and Natural Areas Award, special recognition for our Trails Master Plan 2016 from the Houston-Galveston Area Council. The Richmond Police Department, Texas Best Practices and Recognition Program. So we've won all of those awards and we have a lot of good things going on. And then we got hit by the coronavirus. Let me back up a little bit and say in March, we got our sales tax presented to us, you know, and it was up about 7 or 8%. We also saw that our property values were increased. And so we were pretty well feeling good about the way things were going. And then the coronavirus hit. We were on track to have a great year, We won't know about our sales tax revenue until this summer, when in, I think it's June, July, when this quarter's sales taxes come in, and then we will see how hard we were hit. And then in the fall, when we get the next one, we will see how hard we were hit, which was very hard. When the coronavirus began to really make itself known, we acted quickly. Our city manager, Terri Vela, ran out and bought all these laptop computers. She bought all I think she could find, and there weren't very many then. And she made sure that she gave them to our city staff, and she gave one to each of the city commissioners and the mayor. And that's how we've been having meetings. We closed City Hall early, even before it was mandated by the state. We closed City Hall and allowed people to still pay their bills by calling in or dropping them in a mailbox in City Hall. And she told me that people are still paying their city bills. We've waived an impact fee if they're late. We're not going to cut their water off, but people are still paying in Richmond. Our police and fire departments are still working, and we're still working during all of that. And our public works department still worked, but the city offices were closed and people were working from home. They're now coming back, but we're still keeping them locked down in the office. So they don't have any contact with the general public as such. We urge people, excuse me, I have allergies. We urge people to wear their mask when they're out in public. And I agree with our county judge, George, on that. Masks are essential when you're out in public, when you're in the grocery store or the drugstore. It's essential to have a mask on. If you're at home, you don't need to wear a mask, but if you're out in public, you do. But these are very difficult times for us, as you can imagine. We have some priorities for the city that we've been looking at, and they include to keep an expense report on our telework capabilities for our public employees to allow them compliance with the COVID-19 public works. We've waived the late fee for water bills, and that's a good thing. We want to keep our expenses on just about everything that we've done that relates to coronavirus, because we don't know what we'll get back at the end of this when we submit these expense reports. So that's an important function that our city manager will have to look after. I'm not doing that, but all of these people, and you will audit it, Chris Breaux. I believe you'll look at those, or somebody will look at those reports to be sure they're all right. But that said, I will just close and answer any questions anybody has. When we were going through this, our city manager sent out a letter to all of our city employees. And in the letter, she closed it and she said, tough times don't last, but tough teams do. And I feel like we're a good team. We all work together and we're going to get through this. And so, God bless. Are there any questions?
Yes, if you have any questions, type them on the bottom of your screen and we'll get those to Mayor Moore.
I might add that we in Fort Bend County have not seen a decline in the cases. Our case count still continues to rise, and we're at 1,287, I think now, and we've had 31 deaths. And this is going to just continue. And as it continues, we all have to work together. We just have to work together.
Mayor, I'd like to add, we have a lot of information for COVID-19 resources on our website, as well as the Development Corporation of Richmond's website for the business community. So if someone's looking for specifically what Richmond has to offer as far as resources, I encourage them to visit our website. We certainly are putting out regular information on Facebook and other social media outlets, but just keep in mind that we do have a lot of information. It's ever evolving and ever changing. So that's the best place to get the information that we have on the city's website as well as the DCR.
Okay.
Mayor and maybe even Terry, what do you think your biggest challenges are going forward as a city?
Well, I feel like our biggest challenge is going to be when we get the sales tax report this summer and we see how much our sales tax has dropped. Our property values, I don't think they've dropped. That's going to be a big problem for a lot of families who are out of work. But I think we're going to have to make changes that are going to be probably pretty severe. We have the best practices recommendation. We're over that on the money that we have saved, which is, I think we're at 102 days or something. So we can go a while, but this is a very serious economic problem we're going through right now. And we're going to have to figure out how to get out of that. And that's going to take some real hard work.
Absolutely. Mayor, do you expect any changes in your economic development projects? I know there's some slowing down from this, but are you thinking of going in any different directions?
Well, I will say this. We planned to have lights, spotlights put on our bridge. Well, then we decided we better not do that because that bridge is going to go pretty soon, I think, anyway. So we decided to put lights on our historic water tower. And that we're still continuing with that. That project will be finished Friday night. You can come and see our big historic water tower. And so we're excited about that. But I think when we meet again with our development corporation, we're going to have to totally change what we were thinking about doing. And we're going to have to answer some serious questions about helping people and doing things like that instead of what projects next. we can't have any projects now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of projects, where is that convention center planning to go?
It's going to go over close to HEB on Highway 69 and 762, right there, that land.
All right.
And I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it sounds exciting.
Well, I hope it gets built
Yeah.
in my lifetime.
Well, Mayor, we have another question here. How is Richmond handling COVID-19 in regards to, say, Richmond State School? I don't know if that extended and the local jail. Are you having situations there?
The local jail, yes. I don't know what their problems are at the local jail.
Mhm.
That is dealt with by our Sheriff Troy Nels.
Okay.
And with the state school, that's also kind of out of our purview, but they've had a number of cases reported out there. And I think they even had one death. Is that right, Ms. Vela?
Yes, Mayor. They actually removed them before there was a concern of spread. So we did have 2 reported cases. However, they had already moved them from the facility, which is so important for people to act quickly, so that there was in a close proximity, like a jail or a assisted living or like the state school, that there's not a increased rate of spread because of the exposure. And so there was 2 reported cases. They removed them from the premises, and there was not a concern of increased rate of spread.
Okay.
I don't believe we had a death there, but I do think we had 2 cases reported.
Okay.
And that's, I guess, the unique thing about Richmond being the county seat. There's all levels of government there, and there's all sorts of things going on in Richmond that you don't have control over.
Right, yeah.
But we get lots of publicity from it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you were able to clear that up.
Right.
I do have a question here from Inquiring Minds. Are you planning to fill your economic development position?
As quickly as we can.
Okay.
So when we have voids in some of the positions, obviously the city manager gets to wear that hat, and that's a challenge when we have just regular city business going on. So let alone a pandemic. We're hoping to fill that void as quickly as possible. We are looking at hiring a firm that will hopefully help us recruit some really qualified candidates. So the answer is yes.
Okay. Excellent. How about any CIP, any construction plans that you might have? What are you delayed? I mean, yes, you're delayed. How far out do you think you're delayed on things like that? Any big projects going on?
Mayor, do you want to take that, or I can certainly speak from a watch and see standpoint, knowing that we don't know how long this is going to sustain us, and making sure that we have sufficient funds to just cover our regular bills is our focus and priority. Obviously, we've done some things internally. If there's some capital projects that could be pushed out till later, so we can actually see that economic impact from sales tax and property tax and some other waiving of fees would be something that we'd be considering first of next year.
Right. We're still doing work though on Collins Road.
Okay.
And so we're not delaying that, but
And how is that project coming?
coming well. It's coming well. It'll be really nice when it's finished.
Yeah. Well, very good. Very good. Let's see. And we had, we were talking beforehand that we went online. I think you guys have come up with an online court or something. You're actually holding court, but online.
We haven't started yet. We're hoping to do that next week, but it is our virtual court process.
Okay. Well, that'll certainly help alleviate some backlog, I imagine.
Yes, it should.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, any other questions?
Like, look at my dog here.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see her?
A little bit higher.
Here she is.
Oh, yeah.
Here's my Sally. This is Evalyn. Okay, now you got to get down. Get down now, baby. Now.
Okay. Hey, I've got another question here. Oh, here's one. For many small business owners in Richmond, once the virus has been contained, will there be any city-sponsored events the city can hold to help produce business for the retailers?
Well, even though the virus has been contained, it's going to be with us for a long time. And I can't say now, I don't think anyone can say now, when we can hold a large public gathering. We can maybe come up with something that would be remote, such as this Zoom meeting, you know, to help them. But a large public gathering, I don't have any idea when we will be able to do anything like that. We canceled all of our city festivals and movies on Morton Street and all of these things that we usually do, but we had to cancel them because of the coronavirus. And so
Right.
when we'll be able to do them again, I don't know. I don't know.
So we're in a wait and see mode.
Right.
Okay.
We're hoping to have or host our first farmers market on June the 6th. We're going to obviously have safe spacing and encourage people to obviously follow CDC guidelines and other guidelines that are rolled out from Governor Abbott's office in Fort Bend County. But we're thinking the farmers market would be the 1st of June, June 6th. It would be similar to our older farmers market that we had several years ago. This would be off located at the parking lot of the First United Methodist Church in Richmond. So it's right off of 90. We encourage everyone to come out, obviously wear their mask, and space safely so that we can be in an area where you could shop for fresh fruit and produce.
Very good. I've got another question. I don't know if y'all know the answer to this, but someone asked, what's the status of Oak Bend and their capacity to serve the public?
I think that I can speak to that. I'm not sure. But I do know that they're not stressed for capacity. They have capacity. Fort Bend County is very lucky because we have so many hospitals. No hospital in Fort Bend was ever flooded like we saw on TV with New York and some other hospitals. Mm-hmm. We had plenty of equipment and we had enough rooms, emergency rooms to handle the sick people. And so I think Oak Bend is doing well.
Very good. Okay. I am scrolling down, and it looks like we've got our questions answered. Okay. And I think we've got that. So, Mayor, we want to thank you very much for being here today. Appreciate everyone else tuning in. I know you and Terry have got a lot to do out in Richmond, and we appreciate all that. I'd like to thank Linebarger Law Firm and Republic Services for generosity. We have an upcoming event on Tuesday, May 12th. The Education Division is hosting a webinar with Fort Bend Superintendent Dr. Charles Dupree. Dr. Dupree will discuss how Fort Bend ISD is managing the instruction of 78,000 plus students and much more. And I'll tell you to log in because you'll be very impressed by the size of his beard about now. If you're interested in joining our webinars, please view the chamber calendar at fortbendchamber.com for additional details and to register. Thank you all for attending this informative presentation. Thank you, Mayor Moore. The recording of this webinar will be available within 48 hours on the Chamber website under Governmental Division tab. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.